since Miss Ranzi is over here.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Mr. Karthik Pandit. Welcome, Jaisal. And let's welcome Asmita Ben. So let's start today's topic, food prep made easy. And I make easy, everything very easy. I showed it many times. I want to today learn from Miss Ranzi. Miss Ranzi, floor is yours.
Okay, so, all right, so you want to talk about food preparation made easy.
Correct.
Okay, so I actually have something that I think will be very helpful. Just give me one moment here.
Okay, you take your time, and meanwhile, I can speak. So I have
Okay.
lots of videos. I made it how to make within a few minutes anything, lunch, dinner. So all you have to understand why we eat. That number one, why we eat and what we eat. So we are eating for the energy, producing energy. Eat fiber. That is number one, no matter what you eat. So eat the whole thing. Don't throw away those fiber. That is the essence of eating raw food. So eat that, make it more palatable. Add chutney, add salsa, chaat masala, whatever you lime, vinegar, whatever you like. Put it there, more palatable, and then keep evolving. Keep changing and make it more practical, so that you can sustain this regimen, sustain this raw food for longer, many years. Yes, Miss Renzi.
Okay, so I have a basic guide that I use with my clients, and I want to go over that with you so that you understand how to make this lifestyle really simple for yourself. First, I think what Axay said was important about just adding things to your plan, to your basic raw food plan. You want to have plenty of fruit. You know that. You want to have plenty of leafy greens. Those are super important because of the minerals. We don't get all of the minerals that we need in the fruit. So we're going to have a lot of leafy greens. And throughout the day, when we have them, like when I eat fruit, sometimes I'll have leafy greens with them. So days that are based on fruit, and then you can have a savory salad later in the day. So those are many of my days. Like I have fruit for breakfast. And fruit for breakfast is a very good way to start the day after sleeping for a full night and fasting. So if you're fasting at night and then you have fruit in the morning as your first meal, it is pre-digested fruit when you eat it. So when you chew fruit up, you are getting all of this nutrition and water content early in the morning. So I always recommend fruit for breakfast. And so just knowing that you can eat whatever ripe fruit you have that's available and is in season at that time. I mean, bananas are in season really all year. But whatever you're attracted to that morning. And then later in the day, you can alternate. You can think about having a green smoothie. Like midday, I have a green smoothie. And that is a great way to get a lot of nutrients in midday. You could start the day with a green smoothie if you prefer. A client who I'm working with right now, he told me, he said, Karen, I don't know, I wake up in the morning and I just I have to get to work. It's easier for me to prepare a large smoothie and bring it with me. So, okay, it depends on your schedule also. So you want to look at your day and do your meal planning around your day. But you do want to make sure that your morning is more focused on fruit because of the ease of digestion after a night of fasting. So having fruit for breakfast. You could also do later on in the day, if you don't want a smoothie, you could do a savory salad midday, and then later in the day, another savory salad. What I find is also really helpful for easy meal planning is having some go-to dressings and sauces, because we've gotten used to having our salads with dressings, and having some go-to dressings has made my life very easy over the years. For example, I have a creamy pistachio dressing, and I love that. And it only has 4 ingredients, and it's very tasty. It's just a quarter to a third of a cup of raw unsalted pistachios, 2 stalks of celery chopped, the juice of 1 medium lime, and the juice of 1 large orange. And so I put that in the blender. It's very quick, 2 minutes to prepare and ready to go. And if you prepare something like that in advance, you can take it with you if you are choosing to have a salad midday and you're working or out of the home and can't, or in a place where you can't prepare food. So it really is good to have these kinds of go-tos that you can refer to and add to your meals. I also highly recommend journaling. That's been really helpful for a lot of people. So journaling the night before or the day before, even 5 or 10 minutes, writing down what you plan to eat for the next couple of days. You could even put in your exercise with that, what you plan to do for exercise each day, because you should be getting daily movement. So journaling is also very, very helpful and will help to keep you on track. So if you write down what you plan to eat and you get some simple recipes, right now there is a wonderful raw vegan bundle that is put together by like 38 creators, and it's all simple recipes, go-to recipes. It's like thousands of dollars worth of material, recipes and courses. And I'm not trying to sell it. I'm saying that this is something that's offered every year, and it's available to you if you want to get simple recipes. You don't need recipes if you don't want them. If you are confident enough to do this on your own, then make your own recipes, and do it easy. My recipes are like 4 to 5 ingredients, and that's it. I don't have super complicated recipes in my recipe books. I keep it really easy so that I can prepare this kind of meal every single day. And yes, it is key, the dressings and the sauces, because it keeps me eating big salads every day. Yesterday, so I told you my creamy pistachio dressing. I'll give you another one that I did yesterday, is my absolutely delicious hemp dill dressing. And this dressing, I take a couple of small zucchini, and you could peel them if you want to if you want the dressing to look white and creamy. But like Axay said earlier, it's best to keep the skin on for all the nutrition. So, getting organic and keeping the skin on, chopping the zucchini, putting those 2 little zucchini into the blender, 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds, and then you can use lemon or lime. Squeeze it out with a lemon juicer. I use a handheld lemon juicer to make it faster. I chop in 1 scallion. And by the way, I do not use apple cider vinegar instead of lemon or lime. Some of my clients have had some severe digestive issues using apple cider vinegar. It's still vinegar, and vinegar is, well, apple cider vinegar is said to be more alkaline and the other vinegar is more acidic, but still it doesn't work for many people's digestion. So I recommend using lemon or lime in your dressings. And they go a long way. They're super delicious. They provide alkalinity once they're metabolized. And then I put in just 1 date. I don't put in a lot of dried fruit in my dressings because it doesn't combine well if you have nuts, seeds, or avocado. So it doesn't go well with fat. Sweet fruit and fat do not combine well. So I just put in 1 date that's soaked, just gives it that little bit of sweetness. We do have sweet receptors on our tongue. So I do like to add a little bit of sweetness, but not a lot. And I do add a little bit of ginger, just a little bit of fresh ginger. And I said I add 1 green onion chopped. And then I'll put in a little bit of fresh dill. I'll blend it up until it's smooth and creamy. And then after I've blended it, I'll put in another 2 to 3 tablespoons of dill and just pulse it so that the dill taste is really strong. I love dill. So you could do this if you love cilantro, if you love dill, if you love basil, whatever herb you are drawn to, put it in at the end and pulse it. And you get this really delicious dressing. So those are a couple of my favorites, and they literally take only a few minutes to prepare those dressings, and they create really amazing salads. And on my greens, on my salad greens, I add other veggies because what's really important, and there's a lot of research on this today, is that the gut microbiome is enhanced through variety. So I like to add variety to my salads. So I'll add chopped heirloom tomato. I change the vegetables that I add to my salad every day. And I do try to put some unusual vegetables on, like I added purple daikon. I shaved it and I made like pasta noodles out of it. And I added it to the top of my salad. And that was delicious and really, really healthy for my gut. Sometimes I'll do like a little sweet potato dish on the side. Like a couple of nights ago in the dehydrator, I had diced some sweet potato and mixed in some other ingredients, some tomato and some celery and a little bit of garlic, not too much, just a little bit. And I processed it in the food processor, just a few ingredients, and I put it into the dehydrator. So if you do have a dehydrator to warm things up, a dehydrator warms your food at much lower temperature and preserves a lot of the nutrients. But you don't want to use a dehydrator every single day because it does take out the water content of the food. And the most beneficial part of eating raw is the water content that I went over with you on Tuesday, how important it is to keep in the water content. And that is such a great benefit of eating raw food over cooked food, is that raw food contains much higher water content that we need on a daily basis. However, it is really fun to have some treats. And a dehydrator keeps your food temperature much lower and preserves the nutrition. So I made this little sweet potato dish that I added to my salad. And that also gave me some calories from a root vegetable, which I don't eat that often because I don't really eat potatoes raw. I don't like white potatoes raw, but sweet potato, if you do ground them down, you can make some really tasty dishes. And they are really nutrient dense. So I will add things like that to make my salads more interesting and also really healthy. One day I took a jicama. I don't know if you've ever heard of a jicama. A jicama is another root vegetable, and you can slice it and actually make little wraps out of it. You can slice it thin with a tool called a mandolin. And you can wrap some of your salad ingredients in that. And that's another great way to increase the happy bacteria in your gut. And so I'm just giving you ways to add different vegetables to make your salad even more nutritious.
I
The germ
100% agree. with you. Yes, that's a really great information. Everything what you said is that's the truth. And I in my refrigerator, you can find the sweet potato every day. I mean, I'm not eating every day, but it is there. And sweet potato is my the primary source of nutrients because it's as I said earlier, it is giving 184 nutritional index. And my suggestion to you and everybody is like use orange flesh sweet potatoes. In market, two kind of sweet potatoes available. One is a white flesh, another is orange flesh. Try to use orange flesh. It is little more nutrient. And another thing
Well,
is
I
nothing
just
wrong.
want to add to that. Actually, I just wanted to add to that on what you said, that
Yes.
all of the brightest colors are
Mhm.
going to be the most nutrient dense. So
Right.
throughout the day, this is something else very important for meal planning. Throughout the day, you want to make sure to get your bright colors. So you want to be eating your berries. You want to be eating blueberries and raspberries, all the bright colors. If you have a choice between green cabbage and red cabbage, choose red cabbage. You want to choose the bright colors because those are going to give you the most nutrients.
Correct, correct. And yeah, make this is the make the rainbow color in your food. Take every color. So when you take all the color, you don't have to go to a doctor and ask, hey, what can I eat? Where I'm getting nutrition. Because when you cover all the color, automatically you are getting all the nutrition. Because every color have a specific nutrition. So you are not now going to be nutrition deficit of any other particular thing. Yeah, so let's say you don't have magnesium a little less, or you don't have potassium less, or everything is going to be there. Omega 3, vitamin B12, these, that, everything is coming when you take everything, including mushroom and stuff. So my take, and I reach at this level after trial and error. As I said, earlier, I was not using yeast flax. My son Jason introduced me the yeast flax, and then I liked it. So I'm now, it's part of my dinner every day. So those are the things, I was not using saffron before that much. I'm using now saffron every day. In my tea, I put the saffron because I found out saffron is so good for your eye and for your brain. Now that small saffron, package comes $80. But that is good to invest that $80 than paying that $280 to doctor. So these are the thing. This is the small thing is going to help you when you start doing this, and you are going to evolve. Even the green chutney, cilantro, is so good for your health. Green chili, everything is, even onion, green onion, red onion, whatever, everything is going to help you little by little, and then you are going to evolve yourself, that hey, this is helping me. So, and then you are becoming more curious, and you are going to find where I can get the better nutrition. So you are going to elevate your level little by little, and by curiosity, by listening to Miss Ranzi, by listening me. There are so many more people, as she said, there is so many recipe book. Apply your own mind, apply your own situation in your local market, whatever available fresh. Don't buy can and frozen and those stuff. Don't do it. Use the only fresh fruit, fresh vegetable, and that gives you the
And
best.
also look behind labels. Like even with something like nutritional flakes. You brought up nutritional flakes. They do have some good B vitamins in them, but be very careful because most brands of nutritional flakes are fortified. And if they are fortified, they may have things like folic acid. And folic acid is linked to cancers. So you want to stay away from fortified products. You want to be very careful of that. Even with a multivitamin, you want to check your multivitamin. You don't want things like folic acid in a multivitamin. That's problematic. And
Yes.
if you're getting all of this wonderful nutrition, there's very little reason why you would need a multivitamin. If you're deficient in something, okay, then you might need to catch up with a supplement. But taking loads of supplements and getting too much of something is not good either. So definitely with anything that you're buying, you want to look at if it is something in a jar and it has labeling on it, you want to know what you're taking into your body. So with nutritional flakes, you want to get unfortified if you're getting nutritional flakes.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is avoid to buy anything in jar. But still, yeah, you have to. Certain things, let's say you buy olives. So olives comes in a jar, but that's okay. But don't buy everything, whatever is prepared, and put it in a jar, because as folic acid emulsifier, the emulsifier also is going to damage your gut. So those are the things they are using it. The preservatives, the additives, and all those things is going to damage your body, no matter what, from whom you are buying or what brand you are buying. So this is something, avoid the label, but still, if you have to, be careful. As Miss Renzi said, you have to understand what you're taking in. And for me, I am at the level now, I don't even think about food. I don't want to think about food. Food become such a, at the lower level, is a priority. That is not my priority at all, because I see this. I am getting my food every day. I have enough resources to get the food, and so I don't have to worry about food. Once you worry about food, you are going to get the best one. But now you are not chasing the food. Food is coming to you naturally. So when sitting taking your breakfast, don't think about lunch, or don't think about too much about your dinner. It will come. You prepare yourself mentally. You're ready for whole your week. You bought when you went to market. You bought everything. It is in your refrigerator or on your dining table. Use it whatever you think is right at that moment. If you have urge to eat avocado, eat avocado. And if you have urge to eat mango, eat mango. Your inner body will tell you what to eat, but you have to have that presence of mind, and you have to be focused in that that awareness, and it will all come with the consciousness. You are aligned with the nature. Once you align with the nature, nature is the biggest teacher. Our mom is the that she taught us. That is our biological mom. But our spiritual mom, Mother Nature, is this taking care of us also. So be surrender to nature, get all the information from nature. Nature will help you. Yes, Miss Randy.
It also helps to go out in nature every day.
Right.
And when you're out in nature, you are more connected to nature's foods. So I highly recommend going hiking. Getting in the woods is the best if you can, or even getting to the beach. Wherever you are, getting someplace where you can get outdoors, where you can breathe clean air, where you can just be absorbed in nature itself, and you will connect to nature's foods. And the more that you eat this way, I do want to say that as time goes on, your taste buds begin to change. If you've been eating ultra processed foods and animal foods, which are high in saturated fat and cholesterol and have zero fiber, then you don't have that taste for natural foods. But once you start eating these plant foods, it's amazing what happens. Because I ate processed foods for years and had no connection to fruits and vegetables. And that's why I had cystic acne, I had irritable bowel syndrome. I was not a healthy person. But when I began to eat more fruits and vegetables, and I began to be outside in nature, it all connected. And as I continued to eat that way, my taste buds changed, and I started to love fruits and vegetables. I would see a bunch of beautiful lettuce and just not, and like really look forward to eating that. Like I grew up hating greens, but that all changed. And if you don't like greens, it can change for you. I had a mother who I was working with, who is in my book, Creating Healthy Children. And she asked the question, my kids love fruit, but they will not eat much in the way of vegetables, especially leafy greens. And I'm concerned about them getting enough minerals, about them getting enough protein. And she said, what should I do? I've tried everything. I've tried, giving them salads, giving them smoothies, and they won't eat them. And I said, just give it a little bit more time. Think about what they're eating. They're eating all this fruit. They're eating better than all the other children who are just living on processed junk food. So fruit is whole food nourishment. They're getting so many vitamins from the fruit, and they are getting some protein from the fruit as well. So be happy with that right now and give them time.
Okay.
And over the next few months, those kids started to want to eat the leafy greens. They started to relish leafy greens. So they do change, and they do start having a desire for more variety.
Perfect. Any question to Miss Ranzi? Anybody have a question? It looks like today everybody absorbed your information so good.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead, Jaisal.
You mentioned folic acid and the dangers of it. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Miss Ranzi, I think she mute herself. She's there. So yeah, we will hold your question. Let her come and answer. Anybody else have any other question? Today, Priyanka is quiet.
I am trying to understand about the hemp seed because I was curious about that ingredient. So, in I wanted to understand the name. I haven't heard about that ingredient at all. So I was trying to read about it and understand. Then understood that it is very good for the women's as well. So that is what I was doing,
Lot
because
of
I was
things.
doing my research part of it. And after the so much of ingredient that Ranzi had mentioned, those are all new to me. So I was just trying to explore how we can bring into our daily life,
Hmm.
because that guide was really a good source of information. So
Yeah, I
I
think
was
she was
doing my findings on it. So today I'm on a totally an observing state. I'm not in a questioning mode because
good.
I know nothing about this.
I think Miss Ranzi was drinking water and something happened, so that's why she's off the screen. But yeah, Asmita Ben, what is your question?
So my question is, she's talking more about fruits and vegetables, and this is raw diet. So no millets, no brown rice, nothing at all.
So it is going to be difficult. I understand. So my suggestion to you, if you like brown rice, keep
Mhm.
going, keep it. But in reality, that brown rice you don't need it. Eventually, you say, okay, I'm okay without brown rice. Right now, we all as a everybody we are addicted to certain food. Why? Because that's how our growth is. Right from the childhood, we ate that food, whatever that food is. Now our brain asking that food only because we are addicted. Think this is I'm using this word very carefully. Addiction. It is as bad as smoking. And but because we are doing is like a second nature. Nobody's questioning it. But that addiction is, you have to, when you start this raw food journey, now you are more mindful why we are eating and what we are eating. If you are eating brown rice just for palate or just to satisfy your brain, satisfy, okay, I ate something, then it's a different story. But then when you ask, hey, why I'm eating? If that brown rice is not giving me enough nutrients and I'm just filling my stomach, no use. Why we are then eating that? Because what you are eating, and it is not nutrients or not, it is just we are nothing but a poop meal. Second day it is going to go out. So we have to be little conscious, but that is not going to, don't punish yourself. If you want brown rice, just eat little bit. If you like any millet or anything, eat little bit. That's not a problem. But eventually that cooked food is going to go out of your system. And yeah, now Miss Ranzi is here. Jasal's question is, give him more information about the folic acid.
Okay. Sorry, I have been talking a lot lately. Just needed some water. Addressing the folic acid. So the food form of folic acid is folate. We need folate. We get folate from a lot of fruits and vegetables, especially leafy greens. So I'm talking about all the green lettuces and all the green vegetables like broccoli and kale and collards. And I mean, there's so many. Spinach. We get a lot of folate in our greens. Folic acid is the pill form. That we don't need. That is actually harmful to us and has been. There's current studies now that are linking folic acid to a variety of cancers. So you want to make sure that it's folate you're getting. And I want to say also that even in some vitamins, they might have written folate and it's not folate, it's folic acid. So you got to be really careful. So I would say eat your folate, eat it, get it from your green vegetables, and there are some fruits that contain folate as well. Very easy to look it all up. but you get it a lot in your green vegetables. So you do not need a pill form, which has often folic acid. So I hope that helped. Then there was another question about hemp seeds. So I like to get my plant fats bringing in omega-3 fatty acids. In mainstream diets, there is way more omega-6. And that is more inflammatory. We need some omega-6, but in mainstream diets, we are getting way too much omega-6. We basically need to get more omega-3 to balance out the omega-3 to 6 ratio. Because if we're getting too much of the inflammatory omega-6, eventually that can bring us to health problems and diseases, and we don't want that. So we want to stay more on the side of omega-3. Now, where do we get all those omega-3s from to balance it out from all those omega-6s that people are getting in the mainstream diet? Animal food is more omega-6. Processed food, omega-6. Even a lot of nuts, too many nuts in the diet is more omega-6. But there are some nuts and seeds that are more omega-3. So the ones that I like are walnuts. They're more omega-3. They do have some omega-6, but there's a really nice balance there. Chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds. And hemp seeds are this nice, soft little seed that is great in dressings. I really, really enjoy that dressing that I told you about. I also want to tell you that fruit is a perfect balance of omega-3 to 6. Like if you look at oranges and mango, like Axay, you were talking about mango before. Mango is like 3 omega-3 to 1 omega-6. It's like just an incredible omega-3 to 6 ratio. The ideal ratio of omega-3 to 6 is 1 to 1 to 1 to 4. And it shouldn't be going way beyond that. There are foods that are like 10,000 omega-6. Like we wouldn't want to eat that.
Yes. So I think that today we are now, time is, we are gone little more than our time. So I would like to request you, Ms. Ranzi, come back again and enlighten our people, everything, give the information. I will stay in touch with you. And thank you very much for all your information. We already put your last video on YouTube. This is also going to be on YouTube very soon. I will send you the link. All your books and everything links is under in my YouTube video. So people, come again. Thank you very much for your time. Come back. And Ms. Ranzi, thank you again.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody, for your questions.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.